I'd like to share with you a life-changing story. Here's how it begins. Follow your bliss, the gypsy said. Connect with your inner light. Hear the sound of birds. Taste the ocean's spray. Listen to the whispers of your soul. Bliss is your key to freedom. Have you forgotten? The gypsy's words echoed in my heart. Like most women, I'd never followed my bliss. I'd tried my best to do the right thing. I'd listened to the voices of others and valued their opinions above my own. And I'm not alone in this. Too often we women have gone on and off diets, lost weight, gained weight, made money, spent money, found lovers, lost lovers, done assertiveness workshops, and quit doing them. Every so often we figure we've found an answer to something. Then, too often it melts away from us like a forgotten dream. The gypsy woman on the road was old and wrinkled. Yet her eyes shone with a light so bright that you could hardly bear to look at them. What the hell, the woman thought. Let's find out what this old lady has to say. What have I got to lose? That was the day this woman let bliss into her life. That was the beginning of a journey that transformed her body and illuminated her soul. You know, most of us waste a lot of time and energy doing what we think we're supposed to be doing. This takes us far away from connecting with our soul and experiencing bliss. I believe it's time for each one of us to discover what we love and then follow it. When Carl Jung was searching for meaning in his own life, he asked himself a simple question. Quote, "What did I love most as a child?" Unquote. He remembered that he adored making little streets and houses out of stones and blocks. So he bought some land at a side of the lake in Zurich and began to build a house with a tower. There was no rational sense behind his decision. After all, he already owned a fine home. But what he created for himself by choosing to do this was a unique sacred space in which he could both come in touch with the core of his own being and begin to live out his deepest longings. By honoring the whispers of his soul in this way, Jung not only expanded his capacity for bliss, he set the stage for his finest writings, the best that he would ever produce during his lifetime, and he embarked on a road to fulfillment he had never imagined possible. Long before you were born, you were wired for bliss. You still are. Its oceanic quality brings an experience of oneness and harmony, both with the essence of who you are as well as with the world around you. You probably first experienced this when you were floating in the womb. Relaxation, aliveness, security, and the sense that your life has purpose and is all right in the world. If you want to live in the fullness of your being and connect with your creativity and radiance and vitality and beauty, now's the time to invite more bliss into your life. Our capacity for bliss, as well as our need to experience it, is inscribed on the primitive brain almost as deeply as our need for air and water and food. Bliss happens to be the medium through which mind, spirit, and emotions weave a tapestry of meaning. Bliss renews. Bliss cleanses. It makes us feel whole, solid, stable, and alive. When we encounter something new, bliss tells us, this is something I want to try. Then it brings us the courage to go for it. In ancient India, they had a name for it, Satchidananda. This composite Sanskrit word is made up of 3 roots. Sat means being or existence. Chit translates as awareness or consciousness. Ananda means bliss. Together they describe a radiant, boundless state of being that carries a sense of infinite awareness and joy. Satchidananda brings the capacity to create worlds and forms out of itself. There was a time when such experience was reserved for saints and shamans. No longer. You know, sometimes we steel ourselves against bliss out of guilt or misguided self-denial. Then we become as mechanical as a sharp-nosed spinster, nitpicking and critical of everything and everyone, most of all of ourselves. Is bliss the be-all and end-all of life? No. but it's an essential ingredient in realizing your potentials on every level. You bet it is. So important is bliss to discovering who you really are and bringing your most cherished goals into form that when we deny our need for it or when we forget how to experience it, we're forced to look for artificial substitutes. Addictions arise to food, drugs, alcohol, sex, even ambition. But these addictions disempower us, taking us further and further from the authentic freedom and satisfaction that is our birthright. You see, all life is lived through your senses, and the more awake they are, the more you'll get out of the multidimensional pleasures of every moment. The aroma of freshly made coffee, the touch of silk against your skin, soulful fingers on guitar strings, or waves of orgasm that swell your body and silence your mind. I believe it is time, just like the gypsy said, to leave behind guilt and self-criticism and begin to live from moment to moment just as you are. The secret to using bliss to enrich your life lies in becoming fully aware of everything you feel, touch, taste, smell, hear, and see. Okay, play a little game with me right here, right now. Ask yourself these questions. What is the moving power behind my life today? What matters most to me? What did I love most when I was a child? How can I begin to live what I love most right now? I suggest you explore these questions in an ongoing way. When you go for a walk or lie in a warm bath or wake up in the middle of the night, let yourself feel bliss wherever you are. It's the perfect antidote to the meaninglessness that we feel when we have been following the wrong directives. It's time to uncover bliss and discover the marvelous inner freedom that comes with it.